From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Wednesday, February 1st. It is a bitter start to the month. It's going to be different as far as how mild we were in January. We will have some sunshine today, so that's the good news. You'll need your sunglasses, but it's not going to be a whole lot warmer than Tuesday. A little bit better, though. Not many of the winds that we'll be dealing with. Highs are going to be in the upper 20s to low 30s. IMPD says a man is dead and a woman is in critical condition after a shooting on the south side. It happened at a home on Brookville Drive near Stop 11 Road in Emerson just after 10 last night. Officers say they found both victims and a dog shot. Medics pronounced the man dead at the scene and took the woman to the hospital. Investigators haven't said if they're looking for any suspects or what may have led up to the shooting. Lafayette police have arrested a 14-year-old girl accused of threatening to shoot another student at her school. Police say the girl made the threat over the weekend through Snapchat. They say the threat included a picture of a gun and was directed at a 13-year-old boy. Police say both are students, and school leaders say the boy reported the threats to staff Monday morning. Police arrested the girl Tuesday. It is not clear if she'll face charges. This is out of Tecumseh Junior High School. And today, nation leaders and civil rights activists from across the country will honor the life of Tyre Nichols. The 29-year-old will be laid to rest in Memphis after his death during a traffic stop. And more questions are surfacing over what actually happened that day. The Shelby County DA's office points out body camera video shows officers beating Nichols January 7th. But the police report that was written hours later says otherwise. It says it accuses Nichols of being violent and calls ex-Memphis officer Emmett Martin a victim. The DA says the video never shows Nichols fighting back. Martin and 4 other former officers are charged with second-degree murder for Nichols' death. Right now, it is unclear who wrote the report. Nearly 2,300 flights are canceled as a winter storm advances east. 12 flights are canceled at the Indianapolis airport this morning. Most cancellations are out of Dallas-Fort Worth, where a barrage of ice has cut power to thousands of homes and businesses. Icy roads caused pileups in Texas and in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Shelby County schools canceled classes today because of the road conditions and freezing rain. The National Weather Service says Texas to Tennessee could see a quarter-inch of ice accumulation. And today, another anticipated interest rate hike to fight inflation. The Federal Reserve is set to raise its benchmark rate by a quarter point. It's the smallest increase since it began hiking rates last March. It would put the Fed's target rate range at 4.5 to 4.75%, the highest level in about 15 years. The Fed says it needs more evidence that inflation is declining before suspending rate hikes. To business headlines, the Food and Drug Administration will create a senior position to oversee food safety and nutrition after recent foodborne illness crises, including a baby formula shortage. The new structure would include a new center focused on nutrition and an office responsible for coordination with state and local authorities. Food prices remained high but slowed down last month. The meteoric rise in food prices slowed slightly in December per a new Axios analysis, but prices were still up more than 10% year over year as groceries and restaurants gobbled up a larger than usual amount of Americans' spending. The U.S. spends the most on health care, but has the worst health outcomes among high-income countries. The Commonwealth Fund says the U.S. has the lowest life expectancy at birth and the highest rate of people with multiple chronic diseases. Americans also see physicians less often than people in most other countries and have among the lowest rate of practicing physicians and hospital beds per person. Your tax refund might be smaller this year. Several tax breaks end this year. Many of the pandemic tax benefits from the past few years, like the expanded child's tax credit, have expired. And finally, IndyCar is gearing up for a new season and a record number of full-time drivers. They all took part in Media Day. It's like the first day of school for the series. Sports director Anthony Calhoun is covering it all for us from the West Coast.
Yeah, hey, thanks a lot. Good morning to you from beautiful Palm Springs, California. We're out here for IndyCar Media Day, day 2, getting ready to take place later today here in California. And to be honest with you guys, it's exactly 116 days away from the 107th running of the Indy 500. And there's just so much excitement leading up to the 2023 season of the IndyCar Series. That's because the competitive nature of this field is at an all-time high. We've got 27 full-time drivers ready to hit the track for this upcoming season. That's the most drivers we have seen here in IndyCar Series as far as full-time drivers since the 2011 season, so 12 years ago. Now, Wish TV, we were here yesterday when talking to all those IndyCar stars on day one of Content Day here in Palm Springs, California. You know, the first race of the IndyCar season is the first weekend in March down in St. Petersburg. Now, Marcus Ericsson is the current Indy 500 winner, and no doubt his life has changed drastically since winning the greatest spectacle in racing. I asked him what's been the biggest moment for him during this offseason since winning the 500.
But I think for me, bringing the Borg Warner Trophy back home to my hometown of Kumla in Sweden, getting it out there on the city square and seeing the whole city of Kumla coming out to celebrate my win, it's just special.
This year, I mean, you look at far as the full-time drivers, highest we've seen in years. And I see a smile on your face. I mean, you welcome this, right?
Yeah, I love it. You know, the competition in IndyCar is the best in the world. You know, you don't find a racing series with that level of competition with drivers, teams. You know, even breaking in the top 10 now is going to be hard because it's like the depth of the field is just incredible. So I love that, and I love the fact that you can win one weekend and be P20 the next weekend just because you miss a little bit in the driving, in the setup. So that level of competition, I think, is very unique with IndyCar.
So IndyCar Media Day 2 will continue later today here in California. We're expected to talk to drivers like the four-time Indy 500 winner, Helio Castroneves, and the defending IndyCar Series champion, Will Power. Those drivers and more, we'll have them for you coming up later today right here on Wish TV. You may be wondering why they're even out here in California. Well, the driver's going to have a 2-day test beginning tomorrow and Friday, and then after that, they'll get ready to go racing coming up the first weekend of March down there in St. Petersburg. On the road, covering IndyCar for Wish TV, I'm Anthony Calhoun. Wish TV, wishtv.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.
This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.